And it's so wonderful to celebrate people who do good work.
Mm. It's a great platform for that. I
It
agree.
is.
Just being able to have that platform to, bring people on.
And share their story because you know how great they are.
Hello and welcome to The Content Bite, a podcast for freelancers who use their words to make money. I'm Rachel Smith, a freelance journalist, copywriter and content producer. I'm also the founder of Rachel's List, a jobs board and community for Australian writers and other creatives.
And I'm Lynne Testoni. I'm a journalist and content writer as well. Rachel and I are your weekly co-hosts, and every week we bring you all kinds of tips, tricks and some fabulous guests to help you make the most of your freelance business. Many writers don't realise just how much their time is worth, and we waste a lot of time doing things that can be automated. And that's why I love Rounded. It tracks invoices so I don't have to remember who is paid and who needs chasing up. Now it takes me 2 minutes to send an invoice. Gold members of Rachel's List can save 20% on any annual Rounded plan, so see the show notes for details. So, the time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings. So I'll talk of many things today. And the first thing is that we're going to take a break. It's been 7 years of weekly episodes for The Content Bite. Our first episode was actually recorded in June 2019, eventually being released in September that year, so 7 years. It was just us at the beginning, and we started introducing guests in April 2020 with COVID in full swing. First, it was just the occasional episode, then became almost every week.
I know. When you think back, it is really amazing how long we've done it for. And
Yes.
I still remember recording in your bedroom and Phil setting us up with his microphone, the one that he used for like playing guitar at open mics. We were very green. We didn't even write scripts back in those days. So I think our early episodes might be a bit scrappy.
I've never gone back and listened.
Yeah, you're right. It did come together when we brought guests on, although that was a challenge in itself. And if you've ever been a guest on the podcast or, you would have heard the line, we give you a script so we don't talk over each other, as it was the only way we could have 3 people on the podcast at once.
Yeah. Oh, shall I share some of the highlights for me?
Yes.
Okay. I guess the biggest highlight has been there's a real dedicated group of listeners who've been with us over most of the years.
Yeah.
And I still get a buzz when I meet someone who listens to the podcast or sends me a note to say how much they've enjoyed an episode.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. With the podcast, has given us the opportunity to meet some of my heroes, including Ed Gadia.
Yes.
We only done he's been on the
Austin L.
podcast.
Church,
Austin L. Church, who's both come over.
Jennifer Gregory.
Yes. And Maggie Alderson we had on recently, and Charlotte Wood, whose work I just love. And also I've shared some wisdom from some of my really good friends, including David Smeet, my sister Wendy Moore, Juliette Rogers, Maggie Hamilton and Karen Eck, all amazing people. And it's so wonderful to celebrate people who do good work.
Yeah, it's a great platform for that. I
It
agree.
is.
Just being able to have that platform to, bring people on.
And share their story because you know how great they are.
Yeah.
And I think it's also good because podcasts are such a growing medium, and I feel doing this has given me and you, I guess, the opportunity to learn so much about putting one together. It's been a steep learning curve behind the scenes often, but really valuable. And I've produced a few, podcasts for clients and starting this one using what I've learned. This has been the guinea pig all the time, and I've been a guest on lots of them as well. And I also think the Content Bite has opened many doors for me. I've been asked to present to industry groups, be on panels and moderated some in-conversation events, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, I think it's opened doors for both of us in different ways. It's definitely helped lots more people find Rachel's List, and I've been on lots of podcasts too, which has been really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you and Rachel's List have had quite a high profile in the freelance industry for quite a while, especially in Australia. But it's definitely raised my personal profile, and it's given me lots of content for my socials, which also raises my profile, like especially Instagram and LinkedIn. You do all those lovely tiles that I share, and it helped put me in front of a lot of clients and colleagues and things.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the summits. Oh my
Oh,
God, in
yeah.
2023 and 2024. I loved organising them, but they were a lot of work.
I know. I think when I was thinking back on the highlights, they were also my highlight. So much work, but an absolute blast from start to finish. I think we were on a plane when we decided just on a whim to do the first one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd just done small events up to that point, but nothing at that scale. So it really showed me, what we were capable of and the incredible visibility boost that it gave both of our businesses. But it's also, I think the main thing is it's just so fun curating a conference that you actually want to attend.
Yeah.
That was just brilliant. The fact that we laid it all out on your dining room table, the people we wanted to invite, the speakers we wanted to have, and how we would
The
put them all
topics.
together, the topics, that was just the most brilliant experience, I think, for me. And then watching it all come together. And also the things that came out of it. I mean, there were friendships, there were masterminds, there were published books, Sarah
Quite a
Howard's
few.
Beyond Solo, The Art of
And
Leisure,
Emma's.
book. Yeah. I think another highlight you mentioned earlier about the pandemic, and I remember quite a few people saying to me that the podcast helped them in the pandemic. Suddenly they'd lost clients, they'd lost work, and it was a bit of, a voice in the darkness about what they could do, how they could service clients still, how to approach clients at that time.
I
And
think the episode we did at the beginning of the pandemic about, finding work in difficult times was our best ever at that time. And it really took us into the next level because people really listened to it. Yeah.
yeah, I had good feedback about that. I think my other big highlight, I mentioned this on Kim Curtin's podcast ages ago, was using the podcast as my curiosity playground.
What does that mean?
Just because, we were stayers and we did it every week and we had this visibility and that gave us the ability to get these really amazing guests on that we might not otherwise have been able to talk to. And
Yeah.
so there was that, like anything we were curious about, anyone we wanted to talk to, the more that it grew, the more that people would say yes. So that I
Yeah.
think was
Gave us the courage to ask people.
absolutely.
I'm still surprised how many people said yes and who said yes.
I know, because we've done over 300 episodes.
Wow.
And yeah, I was thinking like, what are my favorites? If I mentioned all my favorites, we'd be here all day. But some that have really stayed with me, I think, is Joe Polizzi's AI episode.
That was great.
Scary, but great and still very topical.
But it was quite inspiring too.
It
I thought it
was.
was really practical on how to get ahead of AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I also really loved Kendall Cherry's episode on service guides. That inspired me to create my own. And I still think it's one of the most useful assets I've ever created for my own freelance business. And I loved all the how-to episodes. Like, I don't know if you remember back to Renanda Rich's audio content where she talked
Yeah.
articles or something.
Something bites.
Yeah.
Audio
yeah.
bites or something. Yeah, it was great.
I think they were sparticles, and they were like little
Yes.
audio snippets that she asked her clients to provide, and then she'd do the content from that. And I thought that was just a genius way to get clients, to give you the intel and give you into their brain. I think Kirsty Fanton came on and did a podcast on gathering social proof, which is always going to be important in this day and age. And we had lots of overseas guests as well, as we've mentioned some of them, but Iman Ismail's wisdom on email marketing was another episode that I loved. And then I think we talked to so many writers at the top of their game. There was investigative reporter Louise Milligan, had TV writer Deborah Oswald. We, of course, just had Maggie Alderson. And then we had Jane Manning, who talked about her documentary work and had so many great stories about that, which was an interesting. I love talking to Emma Gray. This was a while ago, but she writes really beautiful, novels about grief but that are also funny and uplifting. And yeah, I mean, all in all, I feel like it's a really useful archive that will hopefully live on and be listened to still.
Absolutely. They'll be still online for ages, and people often go into our back catalogue, and I'm sure that will continue. Yeah. So I was going to share some of the lessons I've learned, I guess, generally.
Oh, yeah.
And over again, all our guests have talked about the importance of a business mindset.
Yes.
And maybe we had this, but it's certainly for mine, it's got way more fine-tuned.
Yes.
Because as a freelance, you're not just a creative, you're running a small business. And getting organised with things like lead generation, keeping the funnel moving, that's certainly something I've learned. Getting the finances right are so important because they make the difference when it comes to making freelancing work. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think I've become a lot better at my work because of what I've learned along the way and gained more confidence and clients. And I think part of it's just confidence. Sometimes it's just opportunities I didn't even think about or know, like Renanda's, audio sort of briefings and things. I think I've got more confident about knowing my worth and charging appropriately, and that takes confidence and time. But, if you're doing this for the long term, which is what we both are, it's really important to keep that career, make it sustainable.
Absolutely.
We've talked a lot about pitching for
We
different
have.
mediums, different editors. We've had quite a few amazing editors on as well, and how to pitch for work, whether it's corporate work or stories with editors. It is an art, but it can be learned. And I think that what I hear is in common is that all content needs to be audience-led. Whether you're talking about a corporate and who their customers are, or print journalism and everything in between, it's really important. I could keep going. Maybe you should talk as well. Oh, God. This is like a bit of flow of consciousness when I did this.
I know. I mean, look, I agree. I think the podcast has taught me a lot. And I really feel like, well, I hope it's improved my interview skills and helped me be a better listener. Because
Yes.
I don't think we talk over each other or over the guest as much as we maybe once did.
For sure. Yeah.
We've just become better at, letting there be silences, and that's really important on a podcast.
Keeping people on topic.
Yeah, keeping people on topic, being able to steer an interview. These are all like nuances of that skill, but I think you can always get better at all of them. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the game. And podcasting every week with a guest really, really hones that skill. And that's been something I've really enjoyed. I do want to say that if you're thinking of starting a podcast, what I've learned is you have to take breaks. I think we, used to take breaks over Christmas, and sometimes we would take other breaks if we just felt we needed one. And that's really important because you will come back recharged and ready. It's so easy to get burnt out doing it week on week.
Yeah, I think that's where I am. And I think this is a break. It may not be forever, but it's going to be for a while. And maybe if we taken more smaller breaks, I might not be feeling the way I am.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I think this will probably be the biggest break that we have taken, but yeah, I'm gonna miss some of the things that you learn. It's like, a little mini masterclass every week. It's really open. You mentioned that, all the things that it's taught you. It's really opened my eyes to the business side of freelancing. You mentioned the business mindset. For me, it's been something that I feel like I really was flying by the seat of my pants with, the systems and processes. I've really learnt so much about which ones you need, how to put them in place, how to, get proposals over the line, how to create the right proposals, how to create offers for your business and sell them. And I think Nikita Morell came on and taught us about the pause clause, like things to put in your contracts. And Alana Wolf also did a big episode with us on contracts, and that was just fascinating. And all of that stuff is just so, so important. And it has really helped me hone my own operations after those kinds of episodes, I think.
I think one of the things I've learned is all the different opportunities out there. We've had so many successful freelancers on. They've done so many different things. We've chatted to guests who found so many different types of freelance writing work, like the ghostwriting, blogs, journalisms of all types and specialties, like
Trade
travel
writing.
travel, tech writing, educational content, script writing, email newsletters. We've spoken to a few novelists, technical manuals. We've spoken to editors, people who do annual reports, and people in corporate comms. It's exciting. There's so many opportunities, and sometimes I think we get caught in our own little bubbles and little track, and we don't look outside. It's been really interesting.
Yeah, and you think about just recently we had Sarah Taylor on talking about, approaching small companies and organizations about doing print magazines again.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, oh, print is dead. Well, no, it's actually not. There are people out there putting these magazines together. And
Exactly.
so you're right. There is just so much opportunity out there. It's just about being open to it and knowing where to look for it and that sort of thing.
And knowing it's there.
And knowing it's there, yeah. I want to just mention what an honor it has been talking to our peers, don't you think?
Yes.
And
Yes.
just like I mentioned before, having that platform for people to come and share their stories to a wider audience. We've learnt how other freelancers have approached building a business and what's worked for them and what really hasn't worked for them, And so I just want to say, if you're one of them, thanks for coming on and being so candid about everything, because you've really shown that there's so much we can learn from each other as freelancers. And also, I'm really glad to know so many of you in a wider context as part of the Rachel's List community too, because
Yeah,
that's
for
where we
sure.
found a lot of you. Yeah.
I think a weekly commitment is really hard to keep up. I mean, the podcast has been a hungry beast. It really has. Securing good guests, and they've all got busy schedules and sometimes in different time zones. Sometimes we're doing 3 time zones. When I've been in Perth, you've been in Sydney, and we've had somebody in the States.
Yep.
Writing scripts, scheduling and uploading episodes, and then following it up with all the marketing and stuff. It's been a bit exhausting sometimes. However, like all media, podcasts are continually evolving. I mean, the platforms we started with and where they've ended up, we've grown so much in technical skills, but also the offerings out there are so much better. Because when we started, I remember Spotify had barely entered the podcast market. I looked it up, and they'd just made a big purchase just about the time we started. And now it's the second biggest player after Apple. Apple's still the lead. And AI has been amazing for me in the last year, especially with things like show notes and transcripts, although we both tidy them up, before we publish them. But it certainly makes those things easier. But also, we've both had to purchase quite a bit of new equipment, mics, headphones, lots of software. What about you?
Yes, I'm on my 3rd mic. I don't know why. But my next purchase is going to be one of those yapping mics.
What's a yapping mic?
The little handheld mics you see people on social media holding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So if anyone knows a good brand, I want you to hit me up after this.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
And also, we have to say thank you to the wider team of people that have helped us. I'd really like to thank particularly Josh, who's been with us for years. He's our wonderful audio editor from Marker Creative Co. I think it's been about 4 or 5 years. He started doing it in lockdown, I think, and helped us. And he really makes us sound so much more professional than we really are.
Yes. Thank you, Josh.
Josh. Or they said, oops, Josh, can you fix that?
Yeah.
And Claire Chow, who helps us with a lot of behind the scenes work, particularly the Content Bite website, which we've worked on in the last couple of years, and social media platforms and uploading transcripts and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, amazing. The amazing Claire Chow. Thank you.
Yeah. And Heidi Walkinshaw. And Heidi's been editing our transcripts for the website for the last year or so, and creating a lot of depth of information on the website, which I think will live long after we stop recording. So it'll still be there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and we have to thank our lovely sponsor, Rounded, who have really been there for us. They have helped support us with the summit. They've supported us financially over the last 4 years. And that's really enabled us to outsource a lot of the grunt work to do with the podcast.
Yeah, it's helped us afford somebody like Josh and Heidi and Claire. So because you and I are both really strong believers in paying people to help. So we've always paid market rates or close to for all the help we need, and Rounded has enabled us to do that. And they also helped us keep going as long as it could. And they love being and supporting freelancers. They've been really lovely partners.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. We wouldn't have got this far without the help from all of you.
Yeah. And drum roll, thanks to you, Rach, my lovely co-host. You've been a great partner on this journey through all its highs and lows. We knew each other a little bit when we started, not as well, but the best gift the podcast has given me is the joy of a close friendship with an admired and talented colleague.
Oh, I agree. And right back at you. It has been the best ongoing and the longest ongoing collaboration I've ever had with a colleague. So thank you so much, Lynne, for that. And I mean, from the first moment we decided to start the podcast to, the point at which we're at having this hiatus, I'm really going to miss seeing you on the other side of the Zoom. And I think we might just have to get together in person for coffee. Or
Yeah.
maybe take Daphne for a walk.
Take Daphne for a walk.
And talk
yeah.
about things other than the podcast.
Yes, yes, for sure.
But thank you, everybody, for listening. This is our last episode for a while, but we appreciate all of you and tuning in to us for 7 years. Is it 7 years?
Yeah.
Yes,
7 years.
7 years.
Oh, my goodness.
7-year itch.
7 year itch. Okay. Over and out for now.
For now.
Thanks again to our wonderful sponsors, Rounded, easy accounting and invoicing software that helps freelancers run their business with confidence.
And don't forget, if you're a gold member of Rachel's List, you can check your welcome emails for an exclusive discount code on the annual subscription rate. You can also find it in the private Facebook Gold group, or just contact us at hello@rachelslist.com.au.